ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Continuing reading from Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2, verse 26. अतचैनं नित्यजातं नित्यं वा मन्यसे मृतं तथापि त्वं महाबाहो नैनं शोचितुमर्हसि. If, however, you think that the soul or the symptoms of life is always born and dies forever, you still have no reason to lament. Oh, mighty armed. Okay, reality is spoken, but even the soul is always born and dies forever. Even if you think like that, then no, then no lamentation. Even if you think the soul is always born and dies always, still you should not lament, mighty armed. So he will tell in the next verse why it's so. Speaking, there are always a class of philosophers almost akin to the Buddhists, who do not believe in that separate existence of soul beyond the body. When Lord Krishna spoke about the Gita, it appears that some such philosophers existed also, and they were known as Lokaitas or Vaibhashikas. Such philosophers maintain that the life symptoms take place at a certain mature condition of mental combination. So these scientists are not a new category, and they are existing category. The modern material scientists and materialist philosophers also think similarly. According to them, the body is a combination of physical elements. In a certain stage, the life symptoms develop by the interaction of physical and chemical elements. The science of anthropology is based on this philosophy. So anthropology means okay, whatever, science, study of the body as such. Currently, many pseudo religions now becoming fashionable in America are also adhering to this philosophy, as are the nihilistic non-devotional Buddhist sects. So Buddhists, they are called Shunyavadi. Shunyavadi means after the body nirvana. Nirvana, when you achieve body, means you become nothing. That kind of definition. Nothing existed, like that. Okay. Even if Arjuna did not believe in the existence of soul, as the Vaibhashika philosophy, there would still have no cause for lamentation. No one laments the loss of certain bulk of chemicals and stop discharging his prescribed duty. On the other hand, the modern science and scientific welfare, so many tons of chemicals are wasted for achieving the victory over the enemy. According to Vaibhashika philosophy, the so-called soul or Atma vanishes along with the traditional body. So in any case, the Arjuna accepted the Vedic conclusion that there is an atomic soul, or he did not believe in the existence of soul, he had no reason to lament. According to this theory, since there are so many living entities generating out of matter every moment, so many of them are being vanquished every moment, there is no need of grief for such incidents at all. If there were no rebirth of the soul, Arjuna had no reason to be afraid of being affected by sinful reactions, to be killing his grandfather and teacher. At the same time, Krishna sarcastically addressed Arjuna as Mahabahu, mighty armed, because he at least did not accept the theories of Vaibhashikas, which leaves aside the basic wisdom. As a Kshatriya, Arjuna belonged to Vedic culture, and it behooved him to continue to follow its principles. Yeah, someone can read. Meghnad, will read.
I have presented to you the conclusive truth according to the scripture. Now I will present the truth according to the material vision. Please understand it. Then he speaks this verse. If you think that the soul is always born, Nitya Jatam, when the body is born and always dies, Nitya Mritam, with the death of the body. You should not lament for it. O mighty armed Arjuna, being a brave Kshatriya, this war is your dharma. As Bhagavatam says, Kshatriyanam ayam dharmana prajapati vinimrita bharatapi bharataram hanyadvena goratam sataha. The code of sacred duty for warriors established by Lord Brahma enjoins that one may just 1 minute
May
that
have
one
to
may have
kill.
to yes that one may have to kill even his own brother. That indeed is the most dreadful law.
Hmm. Go ahead.
Having given his opinion on why one should not lament for the soul, Lord now speaks of the opinion of others in order to give other viewpoints. The student, knowing these viewpoints and consequently destroying them along with their contamination, should remain fixed, victorious in the Lord's viewpoint. Endowed with a body such as human form, composed of the four elements, consciousness arises from that. Just as red color arises from betel nut, or the potency arises in liquor, that body made of four elements is itself the Atma. This body is real, is subject to appearance and disappearance because of its nature of constant change. And this is known by regular perception. This is what the Lokayatas maintain. Now, Charvaka
Charvak
is
is
there.
the leader. Charvak means what? What is the leader? What Charvak says?
I
Drinky.
drink, borrow, get the money. How we can
By Bharashti.
how we can repay? No need to repay. We can live.
Devotees are becoming jubilant, I think, hearing the theory. Runam kritva gratam pribet. Yava jivet sukham jivet. Bhasmibhutasya devasya kutah punaragamanam bhavet. What is this? Runam kritva. Take loan and drink ghee. Yava jivet sukham jivet. Happily live. Sukham. Enjoy whole life. Bhasmibhutasya dehasya kutah punaragamanam. When that body is burnt and become ashes, again, where is the coming? Happily enjoy here. So nice theory, na? Lokaitas means these are materialistic people. Materialistic people and they don't have any understanding of spirit. Yes. The Buddhists are Vaibhashikas.
Yes. The Buddhists, such as the Vaibhashyas, maintain that the Atma is Vijnana Swarupa, different from the body, but is still subject to destruction at every moment. In both these philosophers, there should be no lamentation for the Atma. The word Ata in this verse indicates other opinions. Cha means api, even. If you cannot understand my words about the nature of the soul, then you can take the support of other doctrines, such as that of the Lokayatas. In this philosophy, which claims that the body is the Atma, you consider that this self, the body, is continually born and continually dies. The word va means and. Therefore, you should not lament for this self body with such words as, alas, how strange it is that we are preparing to commit greatly sinful acts. Driven by the desire to enjoy royal happiness, we are intent on killing our own kinsmen. This is because in these two philosophies there is no fear of sin continuing into next life. Since there is no next birth and there is unavoidable creation and destruction of the selves, whose very nature is change. The Lord then addressed Arjuna with a mocking tone, O mighty armed one, you, being the best of the warriors, following Vedic traditions, should not hold such wrong views.
Amazing, huh? What a amazing understanding, huh? So this is what is the regular philosophies, Lokaitas and Vaibhashikas. So Lokaitas means Loka philosophy, where is the soul, who has seen? People speak, no? This is not a new philosophy. This is spoken long back also. So this is not a new philosophy that came in existence. So one has to know how to refute that philosophy actually. And even that is true. Body is anyway going to die. Born and again going to die. Then where is the point of lamentation about the body? This was the argument. Then you fight according to your Kshatriya spirit. So Bhasmi Bhutasya Kutah Punaragam. Okay, 27. Jatasya hi dhruvo mrityur dhruvam janma mritasya cha tasmat pariharyarthe natam shochitumarhasi. So jatasya hi dhruvo mrityu. One has taken his birth, is sure to die. And after birth, after death, one is sure to born again. So one shloka Krishna used for speaking about the body to be the soul. Therefore, in the unavoidable discharge of your duty, you should not lament. So for what is born, death is certain. For what is dead, birth is certain. So this is the real philosophy. Everybody will reincarnate. Therefore, since unavoidable, you should not lament. Purport. One is taken birth according to one's activities of life, and therefore, after finishing one term of activities, one has to die and take birth for the next. In this way, one is going through one cycle of birth and death, and after another without liberation. Cycle of birth and death does not, however, support unnecessary murder, slaughter, and war. But at the same time, violence and war are inevitable factors in the human society for keeping the law and order. Isn't it? Any example what Prabhupada, from Prabhupada conversation we had example. This, what is that called? One cannot remain without violence. Violence need to be there. Who can say? Example. Huh? What is the need for violence?
For protection.
How?
Like for protection from like Asuras.
There are people who are unlawful people. An example of Prabhupada, one Swami came, Buddhist Swami came with his disciples to Prabhupada and said, why violence your Bhagavad Gita is speaking? Why violence is required? One has to have shanti. He has to be supposed to be peaceful. He was mentioning. Then what Prabhupada example gave? What example Prabhupada gave? Then there was a lady disciple there. Prabhupada asked her, okay, if you are coming on the street with your disciple, somebody catches your lady disciple's hand, you will not become angry with him, you will not fight with him, you will not beat him. That's what Prabhupada asked challengingly, that Buddhist, the Shanti fellow. Then he said, he thought a while. He said, no, I'll not fight, I'll not become angry, he said. Then disciples started crying, my Guru Maharaj, you don't become angry, somebody catches my hand. She started crying, you see. So violence is required, it has its own place. It's foolish philosophy that Shanti, violence should not be committed. Nobody should be pained. Somebody is doing mistake, then they'll become pained. We cannot avoid it. The battle of Kurukshetra, being the will of the Supreme, was an inevitable event. And to fight for the right cause is the duty of the Kshatriya. Why should Arjuna be afraid of or aggrieved at the death of a relative since discharging his proper duty? He does not deserve to break the law, thereby becoming subjected to the reaction of civil acts, of which he was afraid. By avoiding the discharge of his proper duty, he would not be able to stop the death of the relatives, and he would be disregarded and degraded due to his selection of wrong path of action. I think it goes offline. So I will read up.
Since death is certain, Dhruvaha, with the depletion of karmas meant for this life, and birth is also certain because of the karmas occurred by that body which just died. Since both death and birth are unavoidable, apariharyate, do not lament. Baldev Vijayabhushan Thakur. The body is redundant and Atma is eternal. Birth is combination of Atma with previously non-existing senses and body. Death is the separation of the Atma from that body with its senses. Because birth and death both arise from performance of dharma and adharma. Birth and death primarily belongs to a substrata or shelter of dharma and adharma, which must be eternal. Birth and death belongs secondarily to the body. If the soul were not eternal, lasting only one lifetime, it could not be accepted as the substrata of dharma and adharma because
Substrate means substrate means it's a performer of dharma or abadharma, you know.
okay, because then it could have no acquisition of result to actions previously performed, and simultaneously it would acquire effects not caused by actions previously performed. This is the view of the logicians, followers of Gautama's Nyaya philosophy.
Nyaya. So this is a
Nyaya
Nyaya.
philosophy.
So they are talking about Nyaya. See what's saying? Try to let us little bit try to understand. See, death is a separation of Atma from its body and senses. Because birth and death both arise from the performance of dharma and adharma, isn't it? If one performs good dharma, then he will get a better birth. Wrong dharma he doesn't perform, adharma he performs, then lower birth he will get. Okay, so birth and death primarily belong to the substrate of or the shelter of dharma and adharma, which must be eternal. So they are existing eternally. You do dharma, then you get a better birth. You do adharma, then you get a lower birth. So birth and death belong to secondarily to the body. Correct? No. So soul is eternal, no? So he's saying if the soul is not eternal, lasting only for one lifetime, it could not be accepted as a substrate of dharma and adharma. See, if the soul is not eternal, then where is the question of good birth, bad birth, to whom in birth is happening? That's why he's asking. The soul is not eternal, then where is the dharma and adharma portion at all? No other dharma, because you will not get different bodies. Because then you could have no acquisition of results of actions previously performed simultaneously. It would acquire effects of not caused the actions previously performed. So this is the view of logicians. So the logicians say that no, nothing comes. Then soul is not eternal. That's what the Gautama Nyaya philosophy says. Even in their view, read out.
Even in their view, one should give up lamenting for the Atma. He, in this verse, indicates cause for the eternal element, the Atma, which attains birth, Jatasya, by accepting a body under the law of karma. Death is attained with the destruction of those karmas. After death, birth is attained, caused by the karmas of the previous body. This is impossible to avoid. Apiharya. For this reason, Arte, because Atma has the very nature of birth and death, you, being learned, should not lament. Even if you decline to fight, these people will die with the exhaustion of their present karmas. But you will have deviated from your duty of fighting.
Now Arjuna may say, no, I don't want to kill them, I don't want to cause difficulty for myself, karma and everything. One thing, if you believe in soul, then no problem, no lamentation. If you don't believe in soul also, no problem, then you kill. What is the problem? You are deviating from your duty. That's what Arjuna is saying. Now Arjuna was told by Krishna. So these three verses we have seen today. Again, we'll meet tomorrow. Any questions for today's talk? What we discussed? You understood Lokayatas and Lokayatas and Vaibhashikas. You understand these two people? How many of you understood Lokayatas and Vaibhashikas?
Prabhu, can you please explain them, Prabhu?
Hare. See, Lokayatas means actually they don't believe in the soul at all. They believe in the body only. Soul is only body. This is Lokayatas. The materialistic viewpoint. Yavat runam krutvam krutam pipit. Okay, enjoy. No, nothing is there. Soul is not there. Karma is not there. Nothing is there. No rebirth. Nothing is there. Once you die, then your body will become ashes. So take the loans, nicely eat ghee, till the time you live happily, you die. That's what Lokayatas speak. Vaibhashikas means they are Shunyavadis. Shunya Buddhists basically. The Shunyavadis, what do they do? The soul is existing. Soul is there. And this body is material. Soul is there. Soul is Jnana Swarupa. Jnana Swarupa, but that will also, along with that body when it dies, soul will also become Shunya. Nothing exists. So soul will become terminate. That's what they think. Shunyavad, this Vaibhashikas. Understood?
Yes, Prabhu.
Now the third one is Nyaya. Nyaya people are spoken. What is the Nyaya people? Nyaya people is these people are also more or less the same as Lokaitas only. There's no existence of the soul. That's how even the soul doesn't exist. Then still you have to do your duty. Though, because what do they do? There's no Punaraganam is not there. And there's no soul only. These are as good as actually Lokaitas only. In Gautama's Nyaya people, na? They are also speaking as good as this Lokaitas. So then again karma and attainment, it's not there. So, but the argument you see clearly, so clearly, Baldev Devishan making a point. If at all, soul is not there, what nonsense is saying, sinful reactions will come. Arjuna is speaking, na? So there's no point, no? Because based on dharma and adharma, you get good and bad bodies. Very wonderful explanation Baldev Devishan gave, isn't it? So these philosophies are useless actually. But Arjuna, he understands himself like Kshatriya and he lives according to the Sanatana philosophy, Sanatana Dharma. He knows that Dharma. So that's why he only just got bewildered, bewildered by seeing, because of mental attachment, he just got bewildered. Still, there is actual reason for fight because that is ordained by Krishna himself. It's a Dharma we supposed to. Is it okay? Should we pause today?
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you all very much. Shri Prabhupada ki jai. Samaya Gaur Vatani ki jai. Jai Gaur Premanandi ki jai.